Welcome to VINDAL'S Academy. Let us simplify or solve this problem on the board. We're going to find the value of x. Okay, let's get started. If you look at this question, you will see that whenever you have an equation of something that is not normal, I can't add this to this because of the number at the back of this root. So, but I'm seeing root x here, I'm seeing root x here. I'm going to employ substitution method. So, I'm going to say that if I say that root x is equal to v, or let's say let root x equal to v, then I'll go straight and have that x multiplied by v plus v equal to 10. You see, at this point, I have developed another problem for myself because I'm having v and x, two unknown in one equation. It cannot be solved. At least it cannot be solved. So I shouldn't jump in to do this. I should be asking myself, what should I do to this equation in order to get the value of this x? So let me call this equation 1. I'm going to clean this because it is not the right approach. All right, so if I clean this out, let's wait a little for this to dry. Okay, so I'm going to say, looking at this equation 1 right now, what do I do to this in order to find the value of this x? I am going to square both sides. So I'm going to have square root of x is equal to v. If I square this side, I square the other side. This cancels this. I have that x is equal to v raised to power 2. You see that now? I have the value for x in terms of v. I also have the value of root x in terms of v. So there is a relationship built. So I will now go back to this equation. When I see x, I'll put v squared. So I'm going to have v squared multiplied by, when I see root x, I'll put v. Then this is plus, and this is root x, which is same thing as v. Remember, this is my equation 2. And everything is minus 10 equal to 0. All right, so at this point now, I'm going to multiply this. This is v raised to power 2 and this is v raised to power 1. V raised to power 2 times v raised to power 1 is going to give you v raised to power 3 plus v minus 10 equal to 0. So at this point, I have a cubic equation. Two things I will do here, or one thing I may do here is this. Find the value of x that will give me 0. I mean, find the value of v that can give me 0. I mean, what I mean is just like saying, maybe by trial and error, which value of x, which value of v, sorry, by using x, which value of v will I sub here to give me 0? Then from there, I will now use long division method. But I won't do that. I will employ a different approach. Inside this 10, I am seeing a 8 and 2. So I'm going to have v raised to power 3 plus v minus 8 minus 2 equal to 0. Minus 8 minus 2 is still 10. All right, so I'm continuing that part. At this point, now I'm going to pick these cubes. This is v raised to power 3 minus 2 raised to power 3. Remember, minus 8 is something as minus 2 raised to power 3. Why am I using this approach? In order to build a relationship for difference of two cubes. Then this is plus v minus 2 is equal to 0. So I'm having a difference of cube. How do I factorize difference of cubes? Just like we have difference of squares, we have difference of cubes. What do I do? I am going to factorize this by saying v minus 2 in brackets, open another bracket. If I square the first one, I have v squared. If I square the second one, I have plus 4. Then minus 2 times v is going to be minus 2v times minus, minus v times, minus 2 times v is minus 2v times minus or minus 1. I'm going to have plus 2v plus this again, plus v minus 2 is equal to 0. All right, so at this point, what I'm going to do is, if you look at this, v minus 2 is here, v minus 2 is here. I'm going to factor them out. I'm going to say v minus 2, open bracket, what is left here is what? V squared plus 2v plus 4 plus 1 equal to 0. Why do I say plus 1? Because remember, v minus 2 times 1 will give you v minus 2. What I just did was, what will I do so that when I open this bracket, I will still have back this expression by factorization method. So I'm going to have v minus 2 bracket, this is v squared plus 2v plus 5 equal to 0. Now, if you check this very well, v minus 2 multiplied by v squared plus 2v plus 5 equal to 0 means that v minus 2 can be equal to 0, such that v is 2. Let me find the value for that v first. But remember, we said that v is what? Root x. So I'm going to say that v equal to root x for the equation 1. Going back to the equation 1, wherever I see v, I put 2. I'll say 2 is equal to square root of x. To find the value of x, I'm going to square both sides. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to say 4 is equal to x. Therefore, one value of x is what? 4. Can it work if you put 4 here and put 4 here? 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is equal to 10. So this value, x equal to 4, is true. But that is not all. Can we find the other values of x using this equation? Let's go. So at this point, I'm going to have v squared plus 2v plus 5 equal to 0. I can't factorize this, but I can use quadratic formula to get the answer. So I'm going to say that v is equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac multiplied by 2a. So what is a? A is the coefficient of v, which is 1. And b is the what? Coefficient of v. A is the coefficient of v squared, which is 1. And b is the coefficient of v, which is 2. And c is the constant, which is 5. So I will use these values and substitute in here. I'll say that v is equal to minus, in place of v, I'll put 2. Minus 2 plus or minus. 2 is what? b is 2. 2 squared is 4. Minus 4 times c is 5. 4 times 1 times 5 all over 2